Welcome to my channel. My name is Sammy, and this is my April wrap-up. Let's go. Okay, April was a much better month for me. I read the total of 4 books, and overall, I really enjoyed a lot of them. So let's get started. So the first book I read in the month of April was actually for my library challenge. So part of my library challenge is to read a book that goes with what is celebrated in that month. So the month of April was Arab American Heritage Month. So the book I chose is Once Upon an Eid. It's a collection of short stories, so there's a bunch of different authors. So it's just a collection of stories of the Muslim people and their traditions, with the celebration of Ramadan and Eid, which I always said Enid. It's Eid. I learned how to pronounce it. I actually did listen to this as an audiobook because it was the only one I could find on Libby, or was available at the time, and I actually really loved hearing someone tell like cute little short stories and all the lessons they learned. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I highly recommend it. It was it was a short read, really interesting. I now know more about the culture and religion more than I did before, and I love learning about different things. I found out one interesting fact was like the beginning of Ramadan isn't just a like set in date. They actually watch the moon, and if the moon, I forgot what it was with the moon, but something with the moon, it tells them when it's Ramadan. Sick. I love the moon, so I love anything that tells me the moon. And yeah, it was just actually also like some of the food they make too, and also they fast the whole day, and then they have like one big meal at night to end their fast. And I found that so interesting. Also, so it's interesting is they don't just fast food. Sorry, that was funny. They don't only not eat food, they don't drink water too. They're not allowed to drink water. You're gonna get dehydrated. But I understand it was so beautiful the way they explained it of why they fast, to be grateful and thankful for their beliefs and their culture. So I found that very interesting. Highly recommend reading it. Very quick, easy read. And also I recommend doing the audiobook because it was really interesting. It sounded like it felt like there was just like a group of people around me telling me fun stories of Ramadan and Eid, and I thought that was fun. Okay, next. Okay, so the next book I actually read one that I got from my used bookstore, which is The Wishing Game by Meg Saffer? Saffer? Schaffer? Sorry, I'm really bad at saying names. I'm sorry. So this is actually a book of the month book from June 2023. That's my birthday month. Oh. I got this for $2 at my library's used bookstore. I literally saw it sitting there. I recognized the cover, but also I saw that it was a book of the month book. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I remember, I think I got it last year too, so it was like recent. Like, did someone read it really quick and was like, I'm done? Or did someone was like, I'm not writing this? I don't know. But I'm happy I got it. And this book. I love this book so much. Okay, so I'm trying to think of how to explain this without like spoiling everything because so much happens. Okay, so I think her name's Lily, right? Lucy. Close enough. So this book is about a girl named Lucy who is a teacher, and there is this little boy that goes to her school that is in the foster care system because his parents passed away, and she really wants to foster and then adopt him, but she is broke and also single woman, so it's a big struggle for her to do this. So Lucy and Christopher actually bonded over this book series that she read as a kid called the Clock Island series. It's a children's book series, and they bonded over it together and really brought them close. So the author Jack Matterson has not written a new book in years, and all of a sudden he comes out and says that he has the last book of the Clock Island series, but there's going to only be so many people is going to compete to win the book, so they can either choose to keep it themselves or they sell it to the publisher and they get all the money from the sale. Insane. And so all these people or kids who actually ran away actually as kids and wound up at the island. Oh, that's another thing. See, there's too many things about this book. I don't want, like, it's not spoilers. There's just so much happening. So the Jack Masterson actually created the island in the book. He actually created the island. Like, that's where he lives. So it's insane. Over the years, kids have run away to the island to get help from Jack. And Lucy was actually one of those kids. She did run away when she was a little kid because her home life wasn't that good. And so there's a bunch of other kids. And so now they're adults. And so he invites them to the island to compete and do little riddles to try to win the rights to the last book. And there is a very, very small little sub romance in here that I loved. So if you love riddles and have a certain kids book series that you just that you loved as a kid and you get that feeling, read this book. If you love reading, read this book because it was so good. I bawled my eyes out. This is a 5 stars. 5-star read from me. I'm obsessed. I love it so much. It's also really short. It's only like 200 something pages. I read it so quick. Whenever I think of it, I'm like, I love it. I love it so much. I'm so happy I own it now. I'm so excited. Now I'm just thinking about it. I want to read it again. I loved it so much. I kind of want them to make another one. Meg, can you make another one? Can you do like a series of this? It'd be great. Also, too, at the back of the book, she like lists all of the Clock Book series books. And I'm like, that's just supposed to be for fun? Because I'm not joking. If she literally writes the kids' book series in this as actual books, I would read it. I would read all of them. They're supposed to be like 30. I would read all of them. But whatever. Really enjoyed. Highly recommend. This is a great book for if you're in a slump. Read this book because I was planning on reading this month because last month was kind of slumpy month for me, and this got me out of it. This was like this reminded me of why I love reading so much. Go read it. So the next book I read is actually a really short book. So I read The Tale of Peter Rabbit by Beatrix Potter. I've really been trying to get into the groove of reading more classics, and I know this is a children's book, but still considered a classic. I actually have my laptop cover. It's a bunch of books. I can pop up a picture. It's a bunch of books, and it's a lot of classics. I have read some of the books already, but not all of them, and I do want to make it a goal for me to read all the books on my laptop case. And The Tale of Peter Rabbit was on there, and I might have read it as a kid, or my mom might have read it to me as a kid, but I didn't retain it in my head. I've been noticing a lot lately. Side note, I haven't seen a lot of books I know I read as a kid either pop in my head, or I saw that like Disney Plus and a bunch of other streaming services are doing TV shows of these books, and I recognized the name. And then I looked up the covers and I was like, yeah, no, I read those. I have no memory of what those books are about. There was the Society of, no, the School of Benedict Society. I'll put up a picture. That I recognize the book and I know I read it, but I have no idea what it's about. I don't remember anything. So I might want to do a video. Let me know if this sounds interesting to you. Video of reading books I read as a kid and see if I still like them or if I'll like it now. And what was the other book? Oh, there's like the Spiderwick Chronicles, I think it was. And I think that's becoming a TV show. And I'm like, I don't remember what that was about at all. So maybe I need to do a video on that. But yeah, so back to The Tale of Peter Rabbit. I thought this was a shorter book, but I didn't realize how short it was. It's really short. It's really easy. If you just want to get a book into your Goodreads so you can get ahead of your goal for the year, read this. It's really cute. There's pictures. And it's really short, really easy to read. Funny little rabbit. And I'm pretty sure there's a movie. Wasn't there a movie made recently? Or am I thinking Paddington? I feel like there was a Peter Rabbit movie made. I haven't watched it, so maybe I need to watch that now. I do want to read more of her works. I believe it was released, a lot of her work was released in the early 1900s. I know this one came out, I'm pretty sure, like 1901 or something, which is crazy. Yeah, so I definitely want to read more of her books. I did see that there's a book where like it's a collection of all her work, and I feel like that's going to be so easy to get through because all of the books are children's books, so they're really short and easy to read. So I rated it 5 stars because duh. It's a classic, it's good, it's easy. Loved it. Okay, next. So now the last book I actually read because of recommendation by Jack Edwards on YouTube. The way he described this book, I just was so intrigued, and it was a pretty short book. So the book is The Red Notebook by Anthony Lorraine. I'm pretty sure this is a French book, and it has been translated to English, so we can read it. And I don't know if this is considered a classic, but I feel like just the vibes, and now after reading it, I feel like it gives the vibes of a classic. It was here in 2015. I don't know if it was published in France earlier on. So this story is about a French woman who gets her bag stolen and gets a head injury from the counter, and she ends up in a coma. Then this man, who is a bookstore owner, winds up and finds her bag sitting on a trash can in the middle of the street. He takes it home to try to find out who its owner is. But when he starts going through all the things in the purse, he starts to slowly fall in love with this woman that he has no idea who she is, never met her, but just by the things in her purse, he's slowly falling in love with her. And I might stop there because I don't want to spoil anything else because a lot happens in this book. It is very interesting. I highly enjoyed it. I feel like there was some parts that were a little like, is this romantic or is this just creepy? I feel like I got a little bit of vibes of those, but overall I really enjoyed it. Also, I actually listened to the audiobook because that's the only thing available for this book, and I really wanted to read it. And so it was fun hearing the French accent. I feel like that just made it more real and French to me. Bonjour. But yeah, I am actually, so I know, Duolingo won't sponsor me. I'm actually learning French with Duolingo. But there was no French in there. Just the audiobook, they talked in a French accent. But I thought it was really cool that it was published in France and then translated and published here so we could enjoy it. And it really it reminded me of a movie. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Let me know down below. The movie Serendipity. That's like one of my mom's favorite romance movies. Like, not a favorite, one or top. If you haven't seen this romance movie, go watch it right now. If I can figure out what streaming service it's on, or if I can find somewhere free, I'll put it here, or I'll link it in my description box, because go watch it, it's so good. I believe the main premise is, sorry, my camera died. Okay, as I was saying, Serendipity is a movie about this man and woman who ends up with a pair of leather gloves, but they each end up with one hand of the set of gloves. And the whole movie goes through them trying to reunite the gloves together, and then they fall in love. It's beautiful. Just watch it. It's great. That and like You Got Mail. There are so many, like either 90s or 2000 rom-com movies. It just hit the spot. It was fun listening to it on the audiobook, but I would recommend actually just reading it, an actual book or ebook, because I did feel like some points I kind of got confused who was talking. Also, I'm pretty sure I need to look up the actual names. I'm a visual person. Sound like the man and the woman, the main characters, have similar names. It's like his name was like Lorraine, Lauren, and hers was Laura. Lauren, Laura. Like, it sounded like their names are very similar. So that was interesting. I really enjoyed it. Also, there's cats in there. I love cats. So if there's a book with a cat in it, I love it. Very interesting. I rated this book a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I feel like there's just a couple moments where I was like, is this romantic or is this weird. But then overall, it was sweet. And I liked it. It was a fun ride. So yeah, so that's all the books I read in the month of April. Yeah, really good reading month. I'm excited for next month. I'm really keen the itch to read some series I have going, but we'll see. So comment down below what was your favorite book you read of the month of April. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It means so much to me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Let's go. Chrissy Poo. Everybody, this is Chrissy Poo. Chrissy and then Poo is her middle name, P-O-O. Get it right. Oh, look how pretty she is. Oh, so cute. She secretly hates me. I think the only kitty you guys haven't met is Curry because she's a tortie. If you guys know torties, they got attitude. Okay. They got attitude. Torties. Have you heard of tortitude? It's bad. So I don't want to pick her up and show you because she'll probably murder me. So I'll put you down. That far. You got little legs. Children. Okay. Bye.